Hello, it's Mr. Gibbs here. Welcome to this exercise 2 formatting cells. How do we get these things to look like you need to? Well, let me show you how to do this one. If I go to the first cell here, I'm just pressing Control and 1 here, and you can see that my custom cell formatting is DD, 4Ms and 4Ys. You might want to pause the video as I go through each of these so that you can copy along with me if you don't have the answers to these, okay? So there's the first one, DDMM. Now these Ds can also be, if you put Ds in and Ms in, you can get days of the week and months as well, okay? So long months, short months, etc. Okay, so you'll see there 3D gives me 7, but I don't need that because the question wanted that. 14th of October 2001. It looks like that. So Control 1 is the shortcut, or Steuerung 1 on a German keyboard, and that gets me that. The next one here, how do I get this one? Well, let's press Control 1 again, and you can see there I have that set to currency and 2 decimal places. The next one, the difference between this one and the previous one is that the currency symbol is on the left hand side over here, which means this is a counting format, okay? If I press Control 1, you'll see I have there accounting, as you can see that there, okay? Right, next up, 25% with 2 decimal places. Pretty straightforward percentage, 2 decimal places. The next one, how do I get all of these commas in the right place? 1000 separators with a dot as my decimal place separator. Remember, this is the English system that I'm using, where dots are decimal places. So there I've set that to number. I have 3 decimal places and a tick here which says use 1000 separator. Next up, 5 and 81 hundredths. I can hardly say that. Let's look at that one. It's a fraction, Control 1 fraction as hundredths. The next one is scientific format with certain number of decimal places. Scientific 4 decimal places gets you the answer as shown on the sheet. Next up we have this one, which is a time. Now this is already there, so I can pick that one, okay? 1:30:55 p.m. We'll talk about times and dates later on in the course. This one, I believe that this is actually misleading here, so you might not have got this one, but how do I get it? A13, it's custom. I have 2 hashtags, a 0.0, then an E, then a plus and a 0. That gets me the answer. I wouldn't worry about that too much. I don't think I've ever used that outside of this exercise, so that's not, I never put that in the test, so you don't have to worry about that too much. Let's move on to the next one. Again, this is a date and a time together. So dates and times, usually when you have those, you format them as custom. Okay, so I have DD/MM/YYYY and then an HH:MM with a space between them. Okay. Next up is this one, 1st of Jan, Control 1. I just pick the short date in there. Okay. I can set my locale here. Now my locale is a quick way of changing the date so that it appears on this particular sheet. Now, generally speaking, you shouldn't use this. You should always use the system settings that you have set up already. But if you wanted to change one sheet as an exception, you can do it in here, okay? So we need 1st of Jan, which looks, is it on there? Do I have that in my UK one? No, I don't. Let's pick that then, and let's pick custom, and I pick here it's a D and then a dash and then 3 M's. That gets me the same answer. This one has got a leading 0. Trailing's at the end, leading's at the start. So this has got a leading 0 in front of this number. How do I get that? Well, I go to custom, I put the 0 in quotes, I'll just use my magnifier here so you can see this. I have a quote, a double quote, then a zero, then another double quote, then the zero. So this is the number itself at the end, and I have this trailing zero at the start of it. So the trailing zero is text, so that goes inside quotes, followed by a zero, which refers to the number that I type in to the cell. Let's close the magnifier. Okay, next one, BSS exercise 1, or BSS 2 exercise 1. This is text which is leading before the number that I type in. So if I just type in the number, say 2, and press enter, I get that text appended to the start, or prepend is another word I've heard used, where it adds text to the start of something. How do we do that? Well, that's the same as before. I have my 0, which is my number. I'll zoom in again. My 0, which is my number, preceded by some text in double quotes. Okay? Okay. This one, if you want to get exactly like that, which I don't have right now here, so I have to put those dashes in there. I need to put in 3 zeros inside brackets, then a space, then 1, 2, 3, then a dash, then a 2 more zeros, then another dash. You can see my sample changing at the top here. I'll just zoom in so you can see exactly what I have there. There it is, 3 zeros, space, 0, 0, 0, dash 0, 0, dash 0, 0. Now some of these examples are pretty crazy, as is the next one, which I must confess I've never used in my life other than in this exercise. And again, I don't test on this particular one, so life's good. If I zoom in, how do we get 9.9 billion? Well, I type a large number in there, right? And you'll see here that I have a 0.03 commas and then the word billion. Now what these 3 commas are doing is it shortens the number so that it rounds it up. Now we don't tend to use that much in formatting, and again I don't put this in the test, but if you type that in as you see it there, if you pause the video and press euro 0.03 commas, then append BLN inside double quotes at the end. So this is a double quote here and this is a double quote here. You could put whatever you wanted to in there. You could put in billion if you really wanted to, like that, okay? And it appears above. Trust me, this works. I've never used it, but we put it in this exercise to show you how it works, okay? Try that one out if you want to. If you have really large numbers, you can do that. I'll just put that back to the way it should be. There it is, okay. Just close the magnifier and go to the next one, which is all about positive, negative numbers. 12 is a positive blue, and if I type in a minus number, I want it in red. Again, I don't test on this one, but the way to solve this, if you ever need to do this, is blue space 0 semicolon, red space 0, and the blue and the red are inside square brackets. Okay, so there's your answer. If you need to use it, you can pause the video and type that in. That's it on formatting cells. The key point about formatting cells is that every cell on an Excel sheet has a format, right? Some of them are a little bit wackier than others, and most of these, to be fair, I never put them in the test. So certainly dates, times, numbers, currency, accounting, all those basic ones at the top, and percentages, all those things there, they appear quite a lot, right? But these things at the bottom, I must say, I don't think I've ever put those in a test, ever, and I don't think I ever will. There's such exceptional things that we don't tend to use them that often, but they're there if you need them. Okay, so that's the solution video to formatting cells. I hope it's been useful to you, and I'll see you in the next video.